Good evening, everyone. Hi, Debbie. I see people popping on. Just give it another minute or so. Hi, Adrian. Good evening, everyone. Hello, hello. Make some room. So, good evening, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I am Darlene and I am here for our Learning Live this evening, and it is our last Tuesday of July, and our theme for July was out of our comfort zone. So I chose Graphic 45, and the reason for it is that their paper is beautiful. All the collections have stunning prints on it, but I have a hard time cutting through it just because it's so pretty. And I find that there's just so many elements on it that sometimes I struggle with how to incorporate into my projects. And I also find some of the patterns very, very busy. So tonight I picked Graphic 45 Charmed. It's the newest Halloween collection. And my aim, given the time I have, I am going to start off with a scrapbook, a single page scrapbook page. The leftovers will be used on a TN page with some other extras. And if I have time, I'll squeeze a card in using whatever's left over. So what I chose for this evening is a couple sheets from the collection. So there is this one here with all the cut aparts as well as the purple sheet. I love purple if you know me, so I had to grab two of those. There is this one here with the bats and the black cats, and it had the words on top of the black background. There's also this one here with the moons. And then I'm in love with this page here with the diamonds with all the icons. This is their border strips with the black cats. And I chose this one over here with some more cut aparts and the pumpkins. So when I look at Graphic 45, as you can tell, it's very, very, well, this particular line is very, very colorful, and it has lots of elements in it. So when I was going through the paper and trying to see what I can do with it, the first thing that drew to me was this purple page. And then with this one here, if I can find it now, I was trying to see how I can use this. Like, I like the elements here that I could use as decorative pieces for my scrapbook layout, but I really like this frame over here. So what I did was, because I did some of the cutting off screen just to save time, is I took my trimmer and I wanted to keep just that pumpkin frame. So the purple stripe border plus the pumpkin frame. And so what I did with that was I made sure my trimmer would cut. I'm just going to show you this. And I just aimed my blade just to cut out that square in the middle. So I just went around, making sure I don't cut through my border because I wanted it in one piece. So I just cut that. Hello, hello to everyone that is joining me. Thank you for spending your evening with me. So if you're just tuning in tonight, I am using Graphic 45. This is out of my comfort zone, and I am doing a single page layout. So what I did was I just cut that frame out. Okay, and this middle piece here, I cut it into its little squares and rectangles. So I will move this to the side because I did the cutting off screen. So the magic of prepping everything. So here's that paper, purple paper with my frame. I left my bar strip, the zip strip, just so I remember what the paper is. And I cut out all the pieces I wanted to use. Because it is very colorful and has lots of decorative pieces, so these are the pieces I chose. I wasn't a fan of the little girl, but I did like the pumpkins, so that will be part of my photo mat. I like this haunted house, but hold on. I think I am going to move it the opposite way just because the witch is flying to the right. So when you look at it, your eye naturally travels to the direction of what things are pointing to. So like the witch is going right, the cat is looking right. And then I took these little square pieces, I cut them out, and I'm going to use them as photo mats. They are cute and they could be used on its own, but I really like that pop of green. So you can see this is very busy for me. It's too many pieces. So let me just stick my border down because it keeps moving. So let's stick this down. Oops. Make sure I don't rip the border. And right here. So let me stick this down first. And I don't think we need a trace of my hair in there. Oops. So I'm just matching the border with that. I love the hint of purple from around the pumpkin paper. And then I love that, like the stars and that purple. So let's put this here. I think this one I'm going to glue flat. So one other thing that I got to go along with it is that this Halloween collection has a really cute ephemera pack. So I can use some of these elements, and there's some words that I can use for journaling and decorating. Oops. So, and I'll put this underneath. So here are, oops, that's on the wrong side. That's supposed to go here. And the nice thing is when you don't put too much adhesive, you can remove it. So I'm just making sure I have equal distance on the left here as well as on the right. So these squares, I am just putting it randomly because I am going to cover the icons, like the images on it, with photos. So all I am really going to see is that hint of green in the background, just to break up some of the busyness of it. So let me know, what do you think of Graphic 45? I know a lot of people like it, but do you tend to use a lot of the A side, which is usually the colorful and busy side, or do you use the B side, where normally it's a more subtle, solid color? Because it is pretty. Like if you saw the new Christmas line, I can't even dare to cut it. The paper is so pretty. So here are all the decorative pieces. Ooh, lots of pieces. Okay. So I cut out pretend photo mats for the time being. so I know what it would look like. So that pumpkin looks busy, but just a little bit around the photo is enough for me. So I'm not sure if you can see that, but just, it was very, very busy, and just putting a photo there, it just calms the page down. And what I'm going to do is pretend these are just little photo placements. I cut out 1 3/4 squares just to cover the icons. Could leave one as a title, but I think what I wanted was more photos on the page. No, I didn't cut enough squares, so I need to cut some more. One more, and then might leave this one out so I can use some of these goodies. Oops. There is Boo. I think there's another. Ooh, I like that. For some reason, I like tickets. But even this witch is pretty cool. So by me taking away all those words, I can use some of these ephemera pieces to decorate my page. And I really like that witch here flying. Too many goodness. Ooh, I think I like this. I like the Boo. I like the witch there. I love the word charmed. Because it's purple on purple, I want to do it. Okay, so I need another piece of, do I have another piece of cardstock. So let's see if this piece, it will work. So 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. No, that doesn't look right. 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. So that will fit here. And this way I can fit a lot of photos on my spread. I'm debating if I want the single square at the bottom. Let's see, I'll just cut it for now. Yes, Midnight Tales is really nice, that collection there. And I have to say, the colors they use are amazing. I like the word Boo, because this will be perfect for Halloween. I want to keep some of these elements. Ooh, love that too. But that's too many witches. I really like this witch for some reason. But this little witch needs to be popped up for some dimension. Just sitting. Oops. So I'm just going to puff her up a little bit, just because all my photo mats are flat. Oops, where's my garbage? And I just didn't I stayed away from the feet so that way I can still slip a picture underneath. But I think I want the witch just sitting on top of the picture here. Oh my, this hair. This Boo, I am going to glue it flat. So I'm just putting some glue around Boo. And then stick that one here on this side. And then I have one single picture here. I think this picture, I will puff it up a little bit. Let me add some foam square for that. Just reading some of the comments here. Do I want that? Let me see if I can find a small icon that can go on the bottom. I didn't want any more words. Ooh, there's some of these stars that just to highlight. Ooh, I like that one. I think I might have to use that charmed. Even just on the bottom of the picture here. Ooh, I like that. Let's see. What? Oh, there is a black cat. Going to put a black cat right underneath. Whoops. This photo here. Have to puff him up too. And put him right over here. So I need something here because I feel like all my 3D elements is on the bottom here. So I just want something small. And there is this bat, which is, there's a big one or a small one. I'm going to use a small one and also puff it up. Just put some on the 2 wings. And right over here. Just to give it a pop of color. Nice thing about this is that I can also use a purple side on a different page because that for sure will pop. I think I'm going to add a star here. This one I'll put flat. Just to draw some interest. So this charm is going, no, that's too many witches there. Maybe I'll save that and use that one. Oops, there was 2 here. 2 charms. I want a word here, but I find that's a hard decision. But anyways, let's put this one here. So for this one here, I'm using the ticket charmed. And I only put it on one side so that way I can tuck my photo underneath it. Actually, this is what I'm going to do. I'll add 2 foam squares, but I only released the backing of 1. And then I'm just going to offset it on this side. So it will go on top of my picture. And that way I can slide my picture underneath. And then once I have my picture underneath, I can take off the release paper and then stick it down. Or just leave it as is. At least it's even. So this is, oops, I didn't even do this. Is my single page layout. So I took away from that busyness of that paper because remember that square, this pattern paper had this in the middle. But I love that frame, so I have the hint of the green, the pumpkins, and I still use the elements, but because I didn't want the words, I just use the green as the framing, and that's enough for me. It takes away from the busyness, but I still have colors from the collection. I have hints and sneaks of what the collection's about. So here is a single page layout. So now, with some of my extra bits and some of the paper, I cut out 2 bases to do a traveler's notebook page because I primarily work in a TN page. So I die cut 2 Elizabeth Crafts bases. One had these diamond shapes with the icons, and I just did a solid black just because orange and black is always so pretty together. And what I wanted to do is I took the leftover piece from this page that I cut, I cut the diamonds. So I cut one row on the top, this is upside down, and one row from the bottom. So essentially they were like this. So I just cut 2 pieces, and they are going on here. So I took a B side, because the A side was all these diamonds and decorative colors. I took the B side as my main page. I'm adding some of that color here. Let's see. Let me glue this down. Oops, my glue got stuck. And I will be putting this down here. And then this one here, and I'll just cut off the extra. So just adding a little bit of color and interest. Oops, I didn't need glue on that side. Gluing that on this top here. And I'll cut off these extra pieces. Got glue on my table. So just bringing some color. And then, oh, I love that. That just pops on that black. What I have here, let's see. Let's see what else. What other paper I have. There was the back side of the purple. So this one here, I am going to cut some of these squares out. And I'm going to do a little waterfall with them. Hold on. I don't want to cut, let's cut the first 3. So I'm just using my trimmer to cut around it just in case I wanted to use the little figure at the bottom because her hands are right on top of the spider here. So let's do these 3. Oops. Didn't go far enough. Okay. And then I need to cut this off. So I'm just cutting the square pieces out. My trimmer was not flat, so it wasn't cutting. There, now it's cutting. And I'll cut these. So I'm cutting all these little squares that we could use as photo mats, but when I work in my traveler's notebook, because I like lots of photos, I will use them as a waterfall. There's a yucky piece here. And cut this one. I might want, let me do the black cat at the bottom. Just do this black cat. Here is my page. Does anybody work in a traveler's notebook or a small little notebook for crafting? I find that with something small, it was easier for me to do memory keeping. with having 3 young ones at home. I couldn't keep up with my 12 by 12. So I still do my 12 by 12 when I have time, but then I refer to my traveler's notebook and pick out milestones, and then I know which pictures I want to do on a bigger surface, on a bigger layout. So what I am going to do now is, oops, take my scoreboard piece out. And I'm going to score just a little bit. That's a quarter. Scoring just a little bit from the top because I want it to be a waterfall, but still be able to add my photos. I think these 2 I will do, hold on, upside down, and I'll show you why. So these 2 images I scored at the bottom because they are going to be face down, but when you lift it up, then the words will be in the correct manner. So let me cut. So I have a black cat. Let's do, going to get some score tape. Oops. So adding some score tape to the bottom here. And then these ones will be on the purple side and the purple side. Hello, Janice. So you're new to Traveler's Notebook. It's a small notebook that originally started for people writing notes down when they were traveling. So you would write where you visited, where you went, what you did that day, what did you go see. And as years went by, people started adapting the Traveler's Notebook as in writing notes like your grocery list, your bucket list. And then now a lot of people use it as a memory keeping. So I call it a little mini album that you can carry around, and you can add photos, still do, if you love scrapbooking, you can still do your layouts, but just in a smaller format, which I love. Wonder, yeah, just do it. And I find that I do a lot more on a smaller surface and quicker. Oops. Just making sure I do it right. I find when I do 12 by 12s, it takes me a while to think, takes me a while to figure out what I want to do. But with something, a small piece like this, I finish it quicker, which is nice because I fall behind. So here I am doing just a little tiny waterfall where I can add little mini photos. So I could possibly add one more. For, I make Traveler's Notebook in 2 ways. One of them is for myself that I keep, where I add little photos, just like a mini album for myself. Other times I do make like baby ones or traveling ones that I gift away, but primarily for now I just do it for myself. My way of memory keeping as well as using it as an agenda. So this one here, now I can add some of these nice icons, which I wanted to do. This black cat. I think I need one more square to even it off. So I might have to cut this lady's arm off to get that purple spider. Her little pinky. Her little pinky's gone now. And let me just snip this quickly. Yep, the December daily is a lot of fun. It's a great way to keep track of what you did in December, but I like it because then you include your traditions, things that are happening that year, who you saw. There's one thing I always did December daily, but one thing I wanted, well, besides our everyday events, was to pick a different month that wasn't December, a random month, and just do some daily traveler's notebook layouts, because it'll be fun down the road to see what you did, let's say, in the month of July. Where did you go? What did you see? So that would be fun. It's just to pick a random month that isn't December and document that. Oh, I like that better. Brought it down a little bit more, and now I can add this nice pumpkin patch that needs to be raised. So let me raise this because we need some dimension. Something about having dimension gives it an interest. So still taking away some of that busyness, but then I will use, I can keep it with the words or add a photo on top, but at least it breaks it up a little bit with all those pictures. So I can have a picture here and then have the words up here. Over here I can put one of the sentiments and then put a picture at the bottom, just to break it up a little bit. Okay, like in this pumpkin patch. There's lots of different things, and there's these frames as well. Ooh, I like that clock. I like the trick or treat, but maybe I'll use it up here as like my title for this page. And put charmed at the bottom. Trying to figure out where I want my words. I think I like charmed up here because my tab extends out, so that way I know my star won't get damaged. And I'll put this trick or treat at the bottom, so then I have space. That will go, let's offset it a little bit. And then there was a bat. Where's my other bat? I got glue on the table. Okay. On this side, I took out my Tim Holtz, came out in one of his releases, was this little pocket envelope, which I thought was really cool. I had it already pre-cut with the same paper, so I used the other side of the 12 by 12. Just to tie in the pattern, I did it so I have that diamond shaped pattern on this side. If you know me, I love my pockets and my flips and flaps, so perfect. These are perfect sizes to add in a traveler's notebook, and that way I can keep photos or my journaling on here. So such a perfect size for that page. And it comes with, I guess I can add a little bit of glue so it doesn't open here, for the rings to do the tie. So I used the leftover. I think my brad may be a little too big for this. Let's see. I had a, oops. I wanted to do a little tie. Oh, it's not bad. But I have to put my string. This is one thing. I don't know the correct way of putting the string on. I know people tie it and wrap it, but I don't know if they're what the correct way of doing this. One second. My hands are frozen and I'm being very clumsy. Yeah, if you know the correct way of doing this, someone has to teach me. I'm going to poke it down. I'm just guessing. I just like that detail. You don't need to do it. Actually, I already glued it down so I can't stick my... Let's use a pokey tool. Let's do it right here. Might have to re-watch Tim's video to see if he ties a string on this, but my string I think is too thick. Oh my goodness, my fingers are finicky. And I think I have the biggest brad here right now. Okay. Sorry, I'm off screen because I can't find. Note to self, put the brad in before you close it shut. There. So I have it tight enough and I'll just wind this down so you can't see. And cut off this piece here. Oh, and I pulled it out. My string is too thick. Okay, you're seeing Darlene do this. Okay. Let's do this one more time. I'm trying to split. Sorry, you can't see. I'm trying to open the butterfly clip in the inside. Trying to make it nice, but now you're watching me struggle. Come on. Okay. And now to attach the top piece. So I could put another brad there, but let's this time, where's my hole punch? Maybe that's what I should have done prior, was to do a hole. Make sure it's lined up. Eyeballing it, and another brad. Okay, this side was easier. Just so I have that, and then I can twist it around. Oops, too tight. So remember, if you're using a brad, you don't want it too tight, or you can't slip your string underneath. There. Now I have a pocket, and I can put this down. Here, cute little pocket that you can put a tag or something. And then I have this to wind it. Probably don't need it that tight, that long I mean. Just gave it an interest. And that, let's put this away. And what I liked was it had some of its tags that you could add inside the pocket as well, so that stuff like that. But where's that bat that I put aside? Okay, this table is now messy. So I wanted to bring in like just like that. The cat won't work because it's too black. So I might leave that. But I needed something here just to tie it. It's too plain. So what I could do is use a little strip of that banner at the bottom to bring in some of that orange. So let me cut a little piece of this. Probably don't need that much. And I just wanted to bring some of that color in from the side. I'm just going to bring it right across the bottom here. Actually, let's use this. There. I want to bring that up a little bit. And so that way I can add, using one of his other sets, he has like tags and stuff that I can slide things through, or even throw some of these inside. So I might leave that. And there you go. That is my TN spread for tonight. We are short on time, so I will make some cards with my leftover and then post it. But this is out of my comfort zone, using something very colorful and bright and busy and trying to tone it down. So here was the single page layout that I did, and then lots of spaces for photos, but enough color that it's not too busy. And then I use some of those elements into a TN page. Same thing, using side B and decorating it with a little bit of the side A. Side A is always the busy side. And then putting some interest and pattern on both sides, but tying it in. So the diamond is on the left side as well as the right side. And then bringing some of that color as well. So I hope you had fun tonight. And if you're not a big fan of, Graphic 45, or it's out of your comfort zone as well, hopefully this will inspire you to try some out. Oh, thank you. Yeah, and I will spend some time and make some cards because I have lots of elements, and what I really wanted to use was the leftover paper, because there's tons of paper I had left over that we can make some simple cards using the same idea. Using a nice subtle background, whether it's a solid color or a side B of the paper, and then emphasizing it with some of the side A, which is the busyness and the colorfulness of the paper. So thank you everyone for joining me. Just a few notes before I say goodbye is that we have a surprise live on Thursday. There is a post going up soon after my live. There is a lunch and learn on Thursday at noontime. Hopefully we can see you then. And don't forget, tomorrow night is What's New with me. And Friday is our flash sale Friday, also with me. And I can't wait to share all the goodies we have for Friday's sale. So thank you everyone for tuning in, and we will see you soon. Bye.